Today might be the wildest day for Palantir. Palantir just announced multiple partnerships with other companies. This made people crazy about the project. Wall Street is going crazy. Over $17 trillion is the next target now. However, there's something you should know, and this might not sit well. There's speculation on the internet that maybe there's something wrong with Palantir's valuation, and this caused panic to the community, even billionaires selling their holdings. Is this the end for Palantir? Or are we just getting started? And what on earth am I even talking about? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Today might be the wildest day in Palantir's history. First, they announced a game-changing partnership with Shield AI, combining cutting-edge AI and military defense to create advanced autonomous systems. Palantir's CTO, Shyam Sankar, called it a step toward faster, better defense innovation. But that's not all. Booz Allen Hamilton just revealed their own partnership with Palantir, too. Together, they'll co-create solutions, develop IP, and tackle critical defense missions. These alliances are shaking up the defense industry, and the buzz is unreal. But here's where it gets interesting. Amid all the excitement, there's some chatter online that's raising eyebrows. Some folks are starting to question whether Palantir's valuation is actually realistic, or if this level of growth can even be sustained long-term. One tweet in particular has been making the rounds, and it's got the community talking. The tweet reads, "So people believe that Palantir will be a $17.5 trillion company. This is a clown world we live in. The most valuable company right now is worth around $3.6 trillion, and it's Apple. What's the time horizon on this? Would love to know how people like this think. It's a fair point. Palantir to hit $17.5 trillion, that's a massive leap. And it's got people debating how realistic that kind of projection really is. And if all that wasn't enough, here's another twist. Billionaire Ken Griffin, one of the most successful investors in history, just sold a jaw-dropping 91% of his stake in Palantir. Yeah, you heard that right. Griffin isn't just any investor. He's a Wall Street legend. This is the guy who predicted the infamous 1987 stock market crash, Black Monday, and made a fortune by shorting stocks ahead of the collapse. His hedge fund, Citadel Advisors, has been a profit machine, raking in $7 billion last year with a 15% gain. And in 2022, it set a record with $16 billion in profits, the largest annual haul ever for a hedge fund. He's also been a huge advocate for the future of generative AI, so his moves carry weight. And yet, with all of that, Griffin decided to part with almost all of his Palantir shares. It's definitely raising eyebrows, especially with Palantir making such big waves in AI and defense right now. It does make you stop and think, doesn't it? With billionaires like Ken Griffin selling off massive chunks of their holdings, those speculations about Palantir's valuation start to feel a bit more grounded. Griffin isn't just some casual investor. He's one of the sharpest minds in the game, with a track record that's hard to ignore. So when someone like him decides to step back, especially at a time when Palantir is making such bold moves, it raises questions. Is the hype around Palantir running too hot? Are these partnerships and innovations enough to justify the sky-high projections people are throwing around? But hold on. Amid all the speculation and billionaire sell-offs, a Wall Street analyst has stepped in to calm the storm and is actually saying this might be the perfect time to buy Palantir. He noted that Palantir is set to thrive as organizations, both in government and the private sector, lean on AI to boost productivity and streamline operations. It's a no-brainer that their analytics tools are going to be in high demand. But here's the catch: the valuation. Right now, Palantir's price-to-earnings ratio is sitting at a sky-high 205. That's pretty wild, especially when people are expecting its adjusted earnings to grow 25% annually through 2027. It's ambitious, no doubt, and makes the current valuation look a little, well, excessive. Wall Street analyst Dan Ives, though, thinks the skeptics are missing the bigger picture. He's convinced Palantir is going to ride the AI wave even harder than people expect, estimating earnings growth could outpace current predictions by 15% to 20%. Still, even he admits the valuation feels steep. D.A. Davidson's Gil Luria called it an unprecedented premium compared to other software companies. Interestingly, while Ives is optimistic about Palantir's long-term potential, he's even called it probably the best pure-play AI name, and compared it to becoming the next Oracle. He's not expecting much near-term upside. His 12-month price target is $75 per share, just a hair above the current $72. So, is it a golden opportunity or just too expensive to justify? It's a debate that doesn't seem to have a clear winner yet. But here's a thought. This might just be the beginning of Palantir's wild ride, especially when you look at how it's crushing it on the international stage. The buzz isn't just stateside. Palantir is making waves globally and has just skyrocketed to become the top pick for Korean investors. Retail investors in Korea, who were previously all about other tech companies, are now turning their attention to Palantir. And they're doing so in a big way. With U.S. equities continuing to perform strongly, Korean investors are seeing Palantir as one of the most exciting opportunities in the market. Here's how crazy it's getting. According to the Korea Securities Depository, retail investors in Korea bought $243 million worth of Palantir shares in the past month alone. It makes sense, too. Korea's domestic stock market has been struggling to bounce back, especially in the wake of recent events from the president, so overseas investments are becoming a go-to move for investors looking for better returns. Palantir's becoming a global favorite, and this kind of momentum only adds fuel to the fire. It's no wonder everyone's watching to see what happens next. All this back-and-forth drama aside, one thing is crystal clear. Palantir is staying strong. Despite the debates and the wild valuations, people genuinely believe there's something extraordinary about this company. It's not just hype. There's a sense of massive potential behind what Palantir is building for the future. One supporter on Twitter captured this feeling perfectly. They tweeted, "What people don't understand about Palantir is that digital twins will have exponential externalities when they go beyond a certain productization threshold. It'll be like ChatGPT. We'll go from being limited in scope to unlimited." It's a fascinating perspective. The idea that Palantir's technology, once it hits that tipping point, could explode in scope and impact, just like how ChatGPT suddenly became a household name. Love it or doubt it, there's no denying that Palantir has people talking, and the potential feels like it's only scratching the surface. With all the recent advancements and collaborations, it's pretty clear that Palantir has some massive plans for the future, plans that could really benefit not just people but the entire country. In fact, Palantir's CEO, Alex Karp, laid it out perfectly in an interview today. He made it clear, Palantir is here to serve the nation. And when he talked about Palantir's role in the U.S. government, he really hit home on the idea of transparency and efficiency. Karp explained that to really make a difference, we need to understand what's working and what's not. And that's where software like Palantir's comes in, making things more efficient and streamlined. According to him, the underlying economics are both sides get more. Simply put, when both the government and the public have access to more clarity and insight, the results are better for everyone. He also added that this transparency won't just be more cost-effective, it'll actually lead to better outcomes. With Palantir at the center, the goal is to create a system where efficiency and results go hand in hand. It's clear that they're not just thinking about today, they've got their eyes set on transforming how things work in the long run. But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then turn on the notifications bell on this channel. Missing an important Palantir update might make you lose money. So, don't risk it. Also, please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.